Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Circle City. Hope you guys are having a good day. Today we're hanging out in our tree section because we are going to do some work over here. So today, what we're gonna do is see that balcony up there. We're gonna add a bit of decoration to this on the flat sides going round. And it just occurred to me that I didn't realize that I didn't attach that part right there. But that's okay. It's not gonna bother what we're gonna do. So first thing I need to do is collect some blocks because we are gonna go back to our regular color scheme here of the mosaic bamboo, white wool, and deep slate tiles. So let me craft up a bunch of this stuff. I don't know why I'm doing it that way. Ugh. Use the quick keys. Not trapdoors. I need slabs. Yeah, we'll kind of start off with that. I mean, I can always come back and get more, which I probably will have to, but for now, we'll just start with that. I think I'll make, let me think. Yeah, I think I'll make about 3 stacks of these. Because by the time we're all done, I think I'll be able to use all of these up. And then the walls, I'm trying to think. Because one side of our balcony is 70 blocks long, and so I think we're going to be using a lot of these walls as we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and make 2 stacks of these starting off. And then we're going to incorporate some frog lights into this, so I'm just going to grab a stack of these. And then I'm going to grab, I guess about the 3 stacks of these. So I'm hoping that this will be enough supplies to get us through like one side of it. Then I'm going to grab some dirt so that we can use that as scaffolding. Because it'll be easier to go across than trying to use the regular scaffolding all the way down. So let's go ahead and get ourselves started by getting up here. And make sure I have some extra room because we are going to be taking out some of these blocks as we go. So I'm going to use our regular scaffolding just to get us up a certain height. I don't want to go up too tall because I want to be able to like go up and down pretty freely with our dirt. So let's make sure that I am crouching here. And let's go ahead and get our first starting blocks in. So right here where we have the cobblestone, we are going to place our first block, which is just going to be that guy. And then I'll be able to take this stuff out as we go along. Let me just get as far as I can reach right now. And I'll have to put another stone brick block here. I'm not even sure if those are going to stay there or not, but for now it works, so we'll just keep it. What don't I really need on this bar? Let's do that. Let's do that. And we'll do that. Okay. So hopefully I'll get myself going okay with the pattern here. Starting out. And then I don't have to, like, you know, tear this out and restart, because, yeah, you know how I like to make a lot of mistakes when I'm doing things, because it's fun. It's fun to keep going back and forth on things. Anyway. And next to here, we're going to do this thing. So basically I was trying to come up with something that looked a little bit, kind of like a curtain that hangs down. It's not going to look, you know, very curtain-y because we're using, you know, blocks, but I think it'll give us, like, some interest along this side, and I kind of wanted to keep it with our same color so that everything is kind of cohesive when you're on the first floor. That being said, I am getting a little bit tired of using this color palette, but I think we're almost at the point where we're going to be done with it, so that's exciting. And then as we move upwards, then I can start, you know, coming up with a different color palette to use up there. And this is also why we're using dirt, because I don't care about losing dirt. But I do care about losing scaffolding, so. Let's get going. Okay, so we put that there, and then in the middle here is where we're going to put one frog light. I'll put that guy. We'll surround this whole thing with wool. And then I'm gonna have to come down a little bit more in just a minute, but let me use these up first. So coming down here to thin out the edges, we are going to transition from the blocks into the walls, and we're just going to go 2 down from every one of these blocks, provided I could reach it at that angle. And that one's going to go there. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much that. For now, we'll pop down and we'll take a quick peek at that, so you can see what it's gonna look like. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. We're just gonna copy this design all the way down. We're gonna do this one 4 times, and then when we get into the middle, because of course this pattern isn't going to match up perfectly, we're just gonna stretch it out ever so slightly and put a little pillar in the middle. And also that'll hopefully give this a look like it's being a little bit supported somewhere. Okay, so let me just kind of get cranking on this. So in other fun news, my brother that lives far away from me did come for his annual visit, and it was very, very nice to see him. And we kind of ended up doing a whole lot of nothing. Which in a way was kind of nice. In another way, it was a little bit boring, but I mean, it still doesn't matter. I mean, as long as we get to see him and hang out for a bit, you know, it's all good. Um, but that kind of meant that I couldn't be, you know, wasting my time playing Minecraft while he was here. Although I was constantly thinking about it. Thinking about all the things that I want to do and get done. And I feel like I've been dragging my feet on a lot of it. But it's not so much that I'm dragging my feet on it as sometimes it's just harder to come up with designs for certain areas. For instance, the one thing that I've been working a lot on is the hanging lights that I want to put in here. And when I say I've been working a lot on it, basically what I mean is I kind of come in and I play around with it, and there are some things that I liked and some things that I didn't like, and then I would get frustrated and I'd have to walk away. Say, well, let me just keep thinking on this. This has kind of been going on for about 6 months. But when we took my brother back to the airport, that day, as soon as we got home, I said, I'm going to go play Minecraft and I don't care what anybody says. So I came back down and started looking at the lights again. And then my oldest brother came down and we kind of started playing around with it together. And I think we finally came up with something that I like. Something that isn't just going to look like a big glob of weirdness when you look at it. I don't know how else to say. So I'm getting really, really excited about finally getting those in, because what I really want to do is get a couple of things squared away so that I can finally copy over this world into my creative copy. Because I keep my survival world, and then I also have the creative copy so that I can come in and plan things better. It just makes things a lot easier than trying to create everything in like the creative flat world and try to piece everything together that way. Yeah, that gets pretty old pretty quickly. But kind of as I was looking at my creative world as it is in its state right now, my problem is that I was just kind of I had too many ideas floating around. Like ideas here and ideas there, and then I just kind of got away from myself with it and said, you know what, it's time to finish up all these little floating ideas and get everything into place so that I can copy it again, so that I can make more bigger plans and have everything look the way that it does, you know, in my survival. Hooray. So these are my goals currently. It is to get these guys in. Is that my third one? Oh, that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Hooray. So now that I've gotten those 4 in, I'm going to start at the other end and come in. That way I don't mess up this middle part. Not that it's a big difference or anything like that, but I just want to make sure that I get it placed right and that I don't have to come back and tear everything down and put it all back up. Okay, so got all that in, the 4 that way and the 4 this way. So here in the middle here, we only have 7 blocks where we kind of needed 9 to continue this pattern. So we're just gonna fake it a little bit. So the pattern won't be exact, but I think it'll be okay. I mean, it's kind of always irritating. I mean, I could have just gone like straight down the other way, but I did really want to have that kind of pillar support. So I think it's okay to have it a little bit varied where we're gonna put that in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's right. Put that one there, this one there, and just pull this in together. Darn it. I don't want to lose one of those. I hate making those. Oh, they're such a pain. Oh, let me see if I can catch it. Fall into my arms. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Alright, we'll not too worried about that one. So this goes there, this go there, and then our frog light will go in the middle here. And that just means it's gonna hang down kind of one lower than the rest of this, but it's they said it's fine. We put these guys in. Okay, and then underneath here is where we're just going to have the pillar. And we're just going to use solid blocks for this. Maybe later on I can figure out how to maybe decorate the outside of the pillar a little bit here and there, but I kind of played with it a tiny bit, and everything that I came up with was just kind of looking ugh, straight line. So let me get rid of all of this and we'll stand back since we got the one side done. Of course, I don't know how much of it you'll really be able to see because of all the trees. Oh. Yeah, if I squeeze myself from up there, I don't think I'll take too much damage. Yeah, so this will be fine. Up until we hit our head. That didn't take very long. Yeah, half a heart, no problem. Okay. Yeah, so you can see it like peeking in through our trees on this side. Yeah, I'm pretty good with that. So now all I have to do is just you can do it on this side too. It's not too bad of a process though, honestly. And I'm kind of glad that I was able to put in like a divider line here, as opposed to how when I added this over here, I just kind of ended up like zigzagging it, which doesn't look like too horrible, but you know, whatever. I'm not going to change it now, I don't think. But yeah, so let me just start cranking out this side. Alright, so the second side is all in now. So I've got all of our little kind of banner curtain-y thing coming down all the way. And I kind of like, I mean, I remember that I had to reposition my trees, and I'm kind of a little bit glad because those frog lights up there help to light up this side of our spruce trees as well, even though we still have kind of a dark spot, you know, or darker area in the halfway there. But going up toward the top, it lights it up a bit more. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think it looks cool when you're, you know, standing back and looking down. The only spots that are kind of weird is looking down from the inside here. When you get down, ugh, I'm not even gonna bother picking that up. When you get down to here, it just kind of abruptly ends. So we might have to do something along this road just to connect it, or maybe not. I'm not really sure yet. It might be okay just as it is. And also it is a little bit odd coming down our main road to have this on the one side and then kind of just the buildings on the other side. But I also think that that's not like too big of a problem, because the whole idea is just to kind of highlight the little balcony overhang area here. On this side where it connects into the farming district, I don't think it's too much of a problem at all. I think it's perfectly fine since this is kind of all open. Anyway, I think we'll be okay there. But there's one more little detail that I would like to see too, which is this spot right here, where we have our cobblestone and birchwood here. In preparation for our ceiling lights, I think it's a good idea that we replace those blocks now. The only problem that I kind of see is like on some of them right on the border we have like glowstone. But I think we'll be okay taking those out. I don't think that's going to cause any problems. So before I start just taking those out, let me just go up and look up here real quick and make sure that that's not going to like upset our lighting too much. So the reason that I'm a little bit concerned about that is we're actually using those glowstones to light up our floor up here too, because these are all slabs. So the light comes up through here from our glowstones downstairs. So if I were to take out all of our glowstones, then I would have to do some more lighting up here to keep stuff from spawning, say, in the darker corners. And so all I'm going to do is just take these out. And then I'm also going to take this first layer of birch out and just replace those with slabs here. Yep, so I'm going to be doing this for a bit. You know, I'm a little bit concerned that phantoms might fly through the openings and attack me. But I don't really want to go back and sleep right now, so I'm going to risk it. I mean, I did have one incident one time when I was cutting down spruce trees and I got attacked by a phantom when I was at the top of it. That flew in through the window. It just kind of startled me. I think after that I don't remember if I was able to kill it or if it just flew off. I honestly don't remember. Alright, so I got all of that replaced. No phantom attacks, thank goodness. So the only thing I have to do is just go backwards and get rid of all this dirt now. And we did get lucky because the only two glowstones that I needed to remove were by the opening. So I was able to just put a torch up on the little window ledge there to make up for the one that I had to replace. The other one already had a torch in it, so we were good there. So I'm really glad that that's not going to cause any problems. Yep, so with that all replaced, that is going to be one last thing that I have to worry about when we start doing our ceiling lights. Or hanging lights, I should say, because we kind of already have ceiling lights. But I'm glad to kind of get that replaced so it's not looking just so out of place. And while I'm up here, I might as well add in this bamboo. Not bamboo, birch. The birch floor to complete this. And with all that done, I think we're good to wrap up this video. Unfortunately, there's not really like a good path for me to run around so that you can get a really good view of this. Probably like here and there is gonna be like the best places. So I just want to thank you guys for stopping by, and thanks for hanging out with me. And I will see you in the next episode where we will be starting our hanging lights. Bye bye.